Johannesburg is the commercial centre of South Africa. Since gold was first discovered here, everything has revolved around money. The city was founded on the desire for easy money, a desire that still exists today. The Carlton Tower and the huge adjoining three-storey shopping centre make it difficult to believe that this is Southern Africa. But this is indeed a city of success and prosperity. The view across the city is known as the rooftop of Africa. From the 50th floor of Africa's tallest building, the Carlton Towers, there is an all-engulfing view of the city's narrow streets and modern jungle of concrete and glass. Although gold mining no longer takes place in South Africa's largest metropolis, evidence of it still remains. Johannesburg was built on gold. Johannesburg, a city of extreme contrast, in which poverty and wealth live side by side. The African Museum is a contemporary building, one of South Africa's most exquisite landmarks. It contains a large variety of geological exhibits and detailed accounts of the city's past surface mining that gave rise to the country's massive gold rush. In 1886, Australian digger George Harrison first discovered gold. And an illustrated history of the resistance to apartheid is also on show. There are cameras from the dawn of South Africa's film industry, and the history of Africa's native inhabitants who journeyed from present-day Botswana to the south of the country. The museum also contains examples of how, for so many years, the whites dominated this land. An entire exhibition is dedicated to the memory of Gandhi. He worked in Johannesburg as a lawyer, and from here organised his return to India. And there's even a replica of an English pub. Passing the city's surface mining areas that are still visible today, the road leads to Reef City. This large historical theme park features the Johannesburg of pioneering times. On display are some of the old mining wagons that the workers used to transport the precious rock from the unforgiving mines. And there's also a chance to see the liquid gold as it's turned into bullion. And processed as gold coins. course, singing and dancing is all part of the fun. Gold Reef City focuses on the clothing, houses and entertainments of the country's golden years. A separate exhibition features a collection of unique minerals that were discovered during the mining of the gold. Train lovers are also well catered for here, and a small entertainment park offers entertainment for both young and old alike. Good roads lead to the opposite side of the city. Africa's largest zoo is state-owned. It contains a large number of exotic animals that are comfortably housed in spacious enclosures. It's strange to visit a zoo in a country whose wilderness leads almost to the front door. Powerful rhinoceroses require a roomy enclosure. The rare South American Maine wolf is constantly on the prowl. And here, lions, tigers, and around 200 varieties of birds are extremely well cared for. Large streets lead from Johannesburg into the north toward Pretoria. On the way, we stop to visit the newly created cultural centre of Lesedi. In a cultural experiment, families from all over Africa have settled here. Together they display their costumes and traditions. Dressed in colourful clothing, women sit in front of their huts and create traditional jewellery. On a large stretch of land are the huts and kraals of various tribes, all of which are inhabited. Colourful painted stones lead the way to the various tribes. Here, the visitor can observe tribal life, how food is prepared, and many other activities that are part of the daily routine. The people here are open and friendly to visitors and invite them to take part in their daily and cultural life. This is the perfect way to observe the different traditions of each tribe. The highlights of the visit to Lesedi is a lively dance, performed by all the villagers in a large communal hut. Rhythm flows in their blood. Old and young, men and women, all are keen to demonstrate their traditional rituals. An entertaining and impressive display. In contrast to Johannesburg, Pretoria grew at a calmer pace and has developed from a Boer farming municipality into South Africa's administrative capital. Located on a hill, the VORTREKKER monument is a reminder of the Boers' Great Trek, and in 1830, the crucial battle in which they defeated the Zulus. Inside the monument, large paintings and marble images depict the events of the Great Trek in 1827, from the perspective of the country's white inhabitants. An exhibition of the furnishings, clothing, weaponry and cultural objects of this time is contained in the adjoining museum. The wall that surrounds the hill is decorated with ox carts that were used by the Boers as their traditional method of defence. The stone bust of Andries Pretorius points solemnly toward Pretoria. And there's also a stone monument dedicated to the country's women of courage. For them, those times were particularly arduous, but throughout they remained dignified and resolved. In Church Street is the house in which Paul Kruger and his wife lived for 17 years. The Kruger House Museum was the modest residence of the country's president. Paul Kruger Church is located on the opposite side of the street. Kruger worshipped here frequently. Surrounded by the Parliament and courts of justice, at the centre of this city of colourful parks and blossoming gardens is Church Square. huge stone statue of the Boer's first president, Paul Kruger, looks down onto his people. With its lengthy water basin, the Transvaal Nature Museum skirts the large square. The skeletons of dinosaurs and whales welcome visitors to the museum. Pretoria is the city of the Afrikaner. Although racial segregation is now illegal, the races keep pretty much to themselves. However, there's a very relaxed atmosphere. Melrose House is one of the most beautiful Victorian buildings in South Africa, with an attractive courtyard, romantic fountains, and a delightful garden. Here on the 31st of March 1902, the British and the Boers signed the peace treaty that finally brought to an end the Boer War. On a long curve, the street leads up to Menchieskop, the city's magnificent hill. Built from red sandstone, on a hill above the city, the semicircular neoclassical Union buildings were constructed in 1913 as the presidential residence. Women wearing traditional dress offer handmade souvenirs. Although the presidential and ministerial offices are not open to the public, it's worth a visit if only for the glorious views across Pretoria. The road leads northwest, into the desolate landscape of the barren African savanna. And suddenly, a fantastic wonder world appears. Sun City, a magnificent fantasy world full of African ambience. In Animal World, playful lion cubs can be observed at close quarters. Nearby, the Birdman performs artistic tricks with a mixed variety of birds. In Quena Gardens there's a crocodile breeding station, and at feeding time both small and large crocodiles can be watched as they snap up their food. On Waterworld's artificial lake, bemused waterbirds keep a watchful eye on the scooter riders. Next to the Sun City Hotel is the casino that made Saul Kersner the richest man in South Africa. The futuristic Cascades Hotel derived its name from its wonderful setting of waterfalls, pools, and lush plant life. It's hardly surprising that 2 million visitors come here each year. The numerous African-themed rooms of the entertainment centre provide a host of fun and games around the clock. The Jungle Casino is also open day and night for both winners and losers. From here there is an impressive view of the lost city, for which the sole means of access is the Bridge of Time, that is guarded by massive stone elephants. Next, the Valley of Waves, with water-spouting lions, water slides, climbs, and a beachside wave pool. It's a lot of fun. Here there's a real love affair with water. On our journey into the heart of this lavish African leisure park, there's a Roman amphitheatre with adjoining water pool and Roman columns. Now there are tropical waterfalls and atmospheric jungle scenery, and the severe humidity turns the climb into a challenging adventure of perspiration. Finally, we reach the highlight of this extraordinary fantasy world amid the African savannah. The Lost City. This gigantic African palace first opened its doors to the public in 1992, with 350 deluxe rooms and suites. The dimensions and furnishings of this fairy tale world are breathtaking. With their African animal motifs, the wall and ceiling mosaics impress all who see them, and the atrium extends for 6 floors. This palace has the reputation of being one of the world's finest and most exquisite hotels. Luxury par excellence. A multi-million-dollar investment, numerous domes and towers decorate the Lost City's lavish complex. The outstanding view from above the palace's imaginative designed bathing areas is testament to the fact that no less than 2 million palms, bushes and trees have been specially planted here. The golf course is the annual setting for $1 million golf tournament that attracts visitors from all over the world. In these unique surroundings, golf takes on a new dimension. Sun City, one of the world's most unusual and luxurious resorts. A country of extremes, paradoxical, exotic, wild, and breathtakingly beautiful.